He used to tease the nerdy girl in school, but in the end he ended up falling in love with her. Lai Zhenqin is a hard-working young woman. Her co-workers notice her dedication, and her boss even throws a little party for her. Everything is fine until Lai Zhenqin's boyfriend calls, reminding her of their date. She's in a tough spot because her boss gave her a lot of work, and her friends think it's better for her to go meet her boyfriend. However, Lai Zhenqin decides to stay at work. She works overtime, and at one point, she decides to go to a convenience store to buy snacks for herself and her co-workers. While there, she overhears her co-workers talking negatively about her, calling her greedy, and suggesting she sacrifices her personal life for money. Lai Zhenqin is hurt by these comments and hides to avoid them knowing she overheard. Back home, trying to lift her spirits a bit, Lai Zhenqin takes out a box containing items that remind her of her adolescence. One of these items is a notebook filled with stickers of a singer named Andy Lau. She starts listening to a song by him and tears up, reminiscing about the simpler times. The story then flashes back to her high school days. In high school, Lai Zhenqin was happy. She had two friends, Mei Mei and Chao Chao Chi. And during class, she paid no attention, spending her time writing love letters to her famous crush, Andy Lau. When not writing letters to him, she observed Ouyang Feifeng, a basketball player at the same school. One day, he thanked her for getting a snack for him in the cafeteria, leaving her completely embarrassed. Lai Zhenqin attended all of Ouyang Feifeng's basketball games, cheering loudly in the stands and celebrating whenever he scored. However, she wasn't as pretty and popular as Tao Minmin, a girl who attracted so much attention that she received love letters daily. Tao Minmin kept all the letters under her desk until her best friend Chia Yi found them and showed the entire class. While observing, Lai Zhenqin discovered a letter under her desk as well. Excited, she opened it, only to find a chain letter instructing her to send copies to 5 people within 3 days, or something terrible would happen. Terrified, she screamed, attracting everyone's attention. At home, Lai Zhenqin's brother received a complete meal while she only got rice and some snacks. This angered her, and she considered sending a copy of the letter to her brother but was afraid they would both suffer, so she gave up. In class, she decided to send a letter to her teacher, Mr. Huang, a man who used a wooden stick on students who got low grades. Lai Zhenqin slipped one of the letters among his papers. During the break, she admired Ouyang Feifeng playing the guitar, and was thrilled when he invited her closer. However, her joy turned to jealousy when she realized he was calling Tao Minmin, not her. Lai Zhenqin, feeling envious, placed one of the letters in Tao Minmin's mailbox. During the break, Lai Zhenqin saw Tai Yu causing trouble. He was one of the most problematic students in school, so she decided to give him the third letter. She hid the letter in his locker. Later, when Tai Yu found the letter in his belongings, he thought it was from an admirer. As he read it, he was hit by a car. The next day at school, Tai Yu had a broken leg, but was determined to find out who sent the letter. Lai Zhenqin was terrified. Tai Yu's friends began searching the school and quickly discovered that Lai Zhenqin was the sender. They brought her to Tai Yu, who intimidated her and ordered her to do all his homework and buy him various snacks at the school cafeteria. Lai Zhenqin obeyed. One day, teasing her, Tai Yu said he would get a photo of Andy Lau for her. Lai Zhenqin believed it, but it was a lie, and Tai Yu and his friends laughed at her. The following day, Tai Yu told Lai Zhenqin to jump the wall to get into the skating rink for free. She reluctantly agreed. Inside, they skated and Lai Zhenqin fell. While she went to get ice cream to improve her mood, a fight broke out, and Tai Yu was surrounded by other boys. Lai Zhenqin saw the commotion and threw a piece of wood for Tai Yu to defend himself. The fight ended, but one of the boys noticed the school uniform, and Lai Zhenqin, Tai Yu, and his friends went to the principal's office. Lai Zhenqin didn't say any of the principals. Tai Yu threatened Crush. I helped you by saving you a few hours of your time. All I ask is that you help others too. If you'd like to give back your thanks with a like, that's already appreciated. You made the right choice. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe too. The director punished Lai Zhenqin and she had to clean the pool. When she left the principal's office, she saw Ouyang Feifeng, her crush. He invited her to skate and she accepted, becoming so excited that she made a face in front of him. As her crush invited her out, Lai Zhenqin was overjoyed cleaning the pool, but she overheard something that disturbed her peace. Ouyang Feifeng and Tao Minmin were talking, and he offered to be the father of her future baby. Lai Zhenqin, overhearing the conversation, threw herself into the pool to avoid them realizing she had heard everything. Thinking she was drowning, Tai Yu dived after her and pulled her out of the pool. They talked, and Lai Zhenqin confided in Tai Yu that she liked Ouyang Feifan, but he and Tao Min Min were the two talk, and Lai Zhenqin confides in Tai Yu that she has a crush on Ouyang Feifan, but he and Tao Min Min are together and even plan to have a child in the future. Tai Yu suggests to Lai Zhenqin that they should sabotage the relationship so she can be with her crush, and he can be with Tao Min Min. They start stalking the couple everywhere, and they even discover that the child is actually a dog they adopted. Tai Yu tries to convince Tao Min Min to be with him, but she knows about his bad reputation and is not interested. Lai Zhenqin tells Tai Yu that it's better to give up on this plan, but he doesn't accept and suggests stealing the couple's dog. Lai Zhenqin and Tai Yu then steal the dog, and in class, Tao Min Min is desperate, spreading posters and asking if anyone has seen her puppy. Professor Huang enters the classroom and says that whoever left that letter should reveal themselves. After class, Lai Zhenqin goes to the principal's office to say that she was the one who gave the letter to the teacher, but Tai Yu is already there and takes the blame. In the bookstore, Lai Zhenqin thanks Tai Yu for getting her out of trouble with the teachers. While watching a basketball game, Lai Zhenqin sees a yearbook and notices a photo of Tai Yu and Ouyang Feifan in the same class. She becomes curious and goes to ask Ouyang Feifan if he and Tai Yu were friends. Ouyang Feifan says yes, but unfortunately, a tragedy from the past separated them. When they were children, they were on a beach with a third friend, and in a swimming challenge, that third friend passed away. Since then, the friendship ended because Tai Yu blames himself for the friend's death. Reflecting on this, Lai Zhenqin remembers the day when Tai Yu saved her from the pool, and everything makes sense. He saved her because he feels guilty for not saving his friend in the past. Lai Zhenqin then goes to Tai Yu and convinces him to make amends with Ouyang Feifan and forgive himself for what happened. He doesn't accept at first, but becomes thoughtful. In the next class, Tai Yu is no longer the troublemaker he used to be. He is well behaved, respects the teacher, and tells his friends to do the same. The teacher is shocked to see this change, and Tai Yu asks him about the subject. Since only one student has the right book for the class, everyone sits close to him to study, allowing the teacher to give the lesson in peace. On Sunday, Lai Zhenqin is excited and dresses up to meet Tai Yu. When she arrives, he teases her for being overdressed, but soon he asks to carry her bag. Tai Yu even pulls Lai Zhenqin aside when a car passes too close. With this gentlemanly behavior, Tai Yu attracts the attention of Tao Min Min, who praises him, and Lai Zhenqin feels jealous. Tai Yu continues to be a good student and even helps clean the classrooms. His behavior inspires other young people to do the same. When going out with Tai Yu again, Lai Zhenqin sees a poster of Andy Lau, her favorite singer, and hugs it. Tai Yu smiles and says that one day he will get that singer to sing a song for her. Tai Yu becomes so good at math that he even teaches Lai Zhenqin. One day as they return home, he gives her a keychain. Lai Zhenqin is bothered by the proximity between Tai Yu and Tao Min Min, so she buys a magazine with Japanese actresses on the cover, knowing that he likes them and wanting to please him. When she brings the magazine to him, Lai Zhenqin meets the actress from the magazine on the street, and after talking, the actress agrees to help Lai Zhenqin improve her appearance. Lai Zhenqin appears at school the next day looking very beautiful and catches Ouyang Feifan's attention, who smiles at her. When she goes to the cafeteria, Tai Yu is also shocked to see her so beautiful. Lai Zhenqin then gives her phone number to Ouyang Feifan, who is enchanted by her. The final exams arrive, but they are administered by a new, very strict principal. During the exam, Tai Yu is accused of cheating, and the principal orders him to run several laps around the field. Lai Zhenqin says he didn't cheat, that he's good at math, and even helped her, but the principal makes him run until he falls to the ground from exhaustion. Angry at this injustice, Lai Zhenqin distributes pamphlets to boycott the new principal. Ouyang Feifan helps, but unfortunately the principal discovers everything, and she is suspended for 2 days. At home, Lai Zhenqin suffers from her parents arguing with her, and she is alone in her room. At night, she sees Tai Yu passing by on the street and they talk. Lai Zhenqin manages to go out and lets him keep the dog. Tai Yu is happy and takes her to a beautiful park full of lights. He also brings skates, and the two skate in the park. The graduation ceremony takes place, but the principal does not mention Tai Yu's name as one of the graduates, accusing him of being a lousy student. Feeling the injustice, Lai Zhenqin stands up and confronts the principal. Her action inspires other students, and soon everyone is booing the unjust principal. Another school representative appears and says he will change those rules, and all the students celebrate. It was the school's anniversary, and the students are celebrating. Lei Zhenqin and Tai Yu throw water balloons at each other, playing happily. Everything is calmer, and the couples go for a motorcycle ride. Lei Zhenqin and Oyan Feifan on one bike, and Tao Minmin and Tai Yu on the other. After the ride, the four go camping. Tai Yu goes to get firewood, and Lei Zhenqin goes with him. They talk, and he compliments her, saying that her personality is better than that of Japanese actresses. Tai Yu and Lei Zhenqin go to the edge of a river, and she asks him to promise that, even if they go to different schools, he will continue to be a good student and not get into trouble. Tai Yu promises. However, a few days later, Tai Yu appears injured. He got into trouble. Lei Zhenqin is sad, and they argue. They stop talking for days until Tai Yu disappears from school. On her birthday, Lei Zhenqin hopes he will come back. He returns, but to be with Tao Minmin, not her. Lei Zhenqin is sad, runs crying, but it's raining, and she falls, increasing the humiliation. Tai Yu tries to help her, but she doesn't accept it because she doesn't want him to see her crying. Lei Zhenqin misses Tai Yu when he disappears from school for good, until she discovers that after being hit by a car, and then having to run so much on the principal's orders, blood clots formed in Tai Yu's brain. And the last time she saw him injured was because he protected. He also didn't tell her about his illness, because he didn't want to worry her. Sadly, she listens to a tape she received as a gift from Tai Yu, where he explains that he didn't want to interfere with her crush, so he kept his distance, but he loved her. We return to the time when Lei Zhenqin is an adult. Lei Zhenqin is listening to a song by Andy Lau when she decides to change everything in her life. She goes to her boss and quits, leaving her colleagues happy and proud of her. Later, upon returning home and finding her boyfriend criticizing her, she ends the relationship. Finally, when she goes to a diner, she encounters Andy Lau and can't believe her luck. She takes a photo with him and gets his autograph. He even offers her tickets to his show, and she accepts. On the night of the show, before entering the arena, she is surprised by someone she hasn't seen in years. Tai Yu is there, and as promised years ago, he invites her to listen to a song by Andy Lau. They look at each other, in love, and enter the show arena together. Well, that was my analysis of the movie Our Times from 2015. If you liked it, comment here for part 2 so I can bring more movies like this one. We're in this together, mission accomplished, over and out.